This isn't nearly as good as I was hoping it would be. So, I'm going to need to get a better power source than that man-powered turbine. It was interesting, but it takes way too long to power my computer. So, we're gonna get a lot of sand. Why a lot of sand? You'll see in a moment. Best sand maker ever! Alright. So, I got pretty much everything that I need. And what we're doing is we're going straight for green energy, basically. And by that, I mean we are not going to be burning any sort of coal. We're not going to be using any oil. We're just going to go for completely renewable resources. And we're not going to do charcoal either, because charcoal is sort of a green technology, but not really, in my mind. You have to produce a lot of smoke when you're using charcoal. And a lot of smoke isn't good for the environment, so let's try skipping that. Yes, I could be using it to make steam power, but still... I can also use more renewable resources to generate steam power, so technically I'm going more green. And we're going to need to make some cans and fill them up with water. I forget how you fill these with water. It's for catalysts. Do I really need to have a fluid transposer to get water into these things? Because the thing we're trying to make... Sap. I don't even know how you get sap. I kind of want it though, just to see what you can do with it. Latex? Turpentine? What is with these weird liquids? Then there's the bottler, which I think might also require power. See, what we're trying to make is peat, or bog earth, and the best way to do that is with water cans, because you get 8 bog earth, so you get more for your expenditure. Strengthened glass, interesting. These are not really the recipes I'm looking for. I could have swore you could just scoop it up in the can before, but maybe they changed that. Actually, it looks like the bottler might not require power. I don't see a power source on it. I can only hope, because if I have to keep cranking that turbine just to bottle some water, that's gonna suck. Ooh, it's nighttime. I better fly up. Okay, so bottler. It's just 4 cans and some sturdy casing, which is bronze. That's simple enough. I think there's some back over at the main base. I'll have to go back there and get that. I really need to get more into Ars Magica so I can get the portals made. That way I can just do fast travels between here and Spawn Island. Actually, I have a big plan involving Ars Magica's portals, and that is to use... See, Ars Magica's portals are cheaper to make than the enhanced portals, but I don't think Ars Magica portals can go between dimensions. I haven't tried it yet, so I'd have to figure that out. But anyway, I'm going to use the portals to sort of make a fast travel system between the various bases we have, which... Oops, I'm in the wrong area. That waypoint is wrong. I need to fix it. Anyway, the main reason I want to do that is just to make fast travel an option for our server without cheating and using admin commands to just teleport. Because there's no need to use the admin commands to teleport. And it's nice to do it just to get where you want to be faster. But I feel I'm above that. Beware, I have a superiority complex all of a sudden. I'm superior than you because I refuse to cheat. Yeah, I don't believe me either. Like that alone would make me superior. Do we not have any bronze just sitting around? I'm gonna have to make some, aren't I? So what was it? 3 copper, 1 tin? Or 3 tin, 1 copper? I don't remember. Well, we have lots of copper, so I'll just get on that and I'll be right back, guys. Never mind. Found a block of bronze. We're saved from having to do extra work. You know, I should be making some more gravel while I'm here. Because I could use more sand. I can always use more sand. Let's see. Do I have cobblestone anywhere? Yes. I have cobblestone in the metal chest. Which shouldn't be in the metal chest. Alright, so that's gonna make ours... Gonna make words, XL. Words. You can speak them. It's gonna make us some gravel, which I'll turn to sand after a little while. Whatever. I don't care about wasting... I don't care about wasting coal right now. But you just said you're going to be working in green technology. I don't care. I'll waste if I want to waste. Just there. It's not wasting anymore. You happy? Okay. Sturdy casing, the glass, and the cam. So now, do I need to actually power this? Actually, is there a wrench that I need to be using for forestry machines? Because I don't want to accidentally break this thing and lose all the bronze I've made. Ooh, cactus charcoal. That's kind of weird. I made sugar charcoal before. It is crap. It's like 1/4 of an actual piece of coal. You don't want to use it. Look at all those butterflies. I'm not seeing a wrench. Oh wait, here's a wrench. Okay, so there is a wrench, which means that it's probably a good idea to use it. I think we have some spare crescent hammers. Yes, there's one right here. I'll take all this. And run it through to turn to sand, because we will need some more. Let's see if this works. It doesn't do anything. Well, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a bucket of water then. Hello, spiders. Okay. Now, will you do this without power? I didn't think so. Yeah, I should have known. I just had to look up and it would tell me, hey, I need power. Well, I don't really feel like turning the crank. So, what we're gonna do is waste some food. Well, can I not just take this with all the power in it? I guess not. Alright. Oh no, it keeps the power. Okay, good. Good. And let's see. We have rotten flesh in here. That'll work. Let's leave that alone for now. More rotten flesh here. Good. Ooh, we have spider eyes. Those should probably work. Nope. Nope. I'm just looking for all the rotten flesh that we have. Because if I can use that, then we'll be golden. Lots of leather. We really need to get these chests taken care of. There's so much space that just isn't being used by half the chests. There's no point in us having all these chests here still. It's just that all of us are lazy and didn't actually take care of it yet. Here we go. More rotten flesh. Good. And more rotten flesh. Awesome. Okay, so is this outputting? Oh, it's not going to output it. It wants MJ. Okay, no problem. We have a thing that we can make. Called a universal cable, which is steel. Induction smelter would work, but we need power for that. Darn it! Is there steel dust anywhere? No. Oh, this is steel dust. Ooh, iron dust and manganese dust. Okay, we can do this. This is no problem. We can do this. We have a grindstone here. We have manganese down here. Somewhere. I know we have manganese. I saw it earlier. There it is. Manganese. Good. And I'm just really, really hopeful that this is going to work. Do we have any iron sitting anywhere? Look, there's more manganese. 4 iron ingots. I think we can turn this back into powder. Yep, it works. 3, 4. Each item has a set amount of spins it'll take before it turns to dust. So we just need to spin this 12 more times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All dust. Well, powder. I hope that this will work. And ores typically take 8 spins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Okay, so before we do anything else, let's make sure. Yes, we can get steel dust out of this. Okay, good. Ah, it's really good. If I was going to have to make a whole bunch of new machines simply to make steel so I can make a machine to make a cable, I would have been quite sad. And maybe would have cried. Honestly, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have cried at all. Okay, let's see. Oop, more rotten flesh. There's got to be redstone somewhere. Ooh, good. There's one piece. I have redstone back at my base. I just don't want to go back to my base just for a piece of redstone. Okay. That. That. Universal cable. Good. This will convert the power over for us. There we go. That's exactly what we wanted. Unfortunately, this is going to take a long time. So, another cutaway. Alright. So I found out you can actually just right-click on it with the bucket of water and it'll just put it in automatically, which is great. So now we just need to generate more power. And that's where this rotten flesh is going to come in. This is a culinary generator. It takes anything you can eat and turns it into power. Rotten flesh gives you a very small amount of power, only 80 units of RF, but it's enough. And look at that, we got this all taken care of already. It's very weird. Ah well, who cares? So I'll just let this keep on burning through that rotten flesh and getting more power. And now we can take our water cans, put them in here like this, with the dirt and the sand, which I put into the wrong spots, and we get bog earth. Full stack of it. Unfortunately, we do consume the cans when we do that, which is a minor irritation, nothing more. Chow down some apples, and then let's actually see if the spider eye works. I don't know if it works. Ooh, it does work. Wow! That actually gives you a good amount of power. What was that, 24 seconds? So 480 units of power compared to Rotten Flesh's 80 total? Hey. Hey. Stop that. Right, maybe it just doesn't want to do this until after... There. Okay, back home. And I refuse to use teleport commands to get home. I could easily teleport home just by clicking on the waypoint in the menu, but don't feel like it. I like doing things more legit. I don't really know why. It's more of an inconvenience, but I feel better about it. So, I read that one of the forestry updates probably changed the bog earth thing to require far less water than normal to function. Because before you had to do a 3x3 area with bog earth on the sides and 1 square water in the middle. But now supposedly you can do this. Oops, I actually went a little bit too far there. You can supposedly do this, and it should work. So, we're going to see if it does work. If it doesn't, no big loss really. I can always adjust the size of the plot afterwards. So I wonder if it'll ever stop raining around this area. It's basically been raining for 3 days straight here with only minor breaks. Alright, so this is going to sit here, and over time it will convert into matured bog earth, I guess. I don't really know if there's an actual name for it, but from that we'll be able to get our peat, and then we can throw it into a peat-fired engine, and we'll have a lot easier time with power. Because I can use the culinary generator that I have over at the other base for power, which is a little more inconvenient due to the fact that you're going to have to throw away your food. Or I can sit here for about an hour straight to charge up my leadstone battery cell. Leadstone cell like a battery, that's what I meant to say. Because this takes forever. Seriously, I actually taped down my mouse button and walked away for like 15 minutes. I already burned through like 3/4 of the power just throwing things into my computer. Let's see, the next thing that we're going to have to make is, of course, the peat-fired engine. Which requires copper gears, copper ingots, glass, piston. So, we pretty much have everything we need for that, although I left all the copper back at the other base, because I'm an idiot. Hey Chester, do you have anything in you that's useful? Not particularly useful to me, but oh well, I'll just go back in here for now. Okay, so this is what I've been doing. Power on, grab what I need, and power off, so I'm not using up all the energy. See, look at that. I already went through almost half the energy I had there. Well, small price to pay. So pretty much I'm going to be grinding a bit right now. I say as I am grinding ore. Now, what I mean is I'm going to be doing a little bit more work to get a few more resources prepared just so I can get the peat-fired engine. Actually, I'll just keep recording. I can talk for a bit. The reason that I am going through all this right now is because the energy source I want to be using actually requires me to have energy to create some of the materials to make that energy source. And let's see, how far are we on this? Ooh, that was good timing. Let's see, do I not have coal? Out of coal. Or it's in my computer, which I'm never going to get out now. Anyway, the energy source that I'm going to be using is actually going to require this huge area that I've hollowed out, and it uses this water system I set up. Now, what exactly is this set up for? Well, it's set up for kinetic engines. There are kinetic engines in Buildcraft which use water wheels, and the size I'm going to be using is the 7x7 water wheel. Unfortunately, the 7x7 water wheel requires a very particular item. The big water wheel, that's what it is. It requires a particular item called energized plate. Now, it requires 4, which you get with energized ingots. And there's only really 2 ways to do that, with a rolling machine or with BC Tools material crafting. I don't know what that is, but I do know that energized ingots require gold and 3000 power on an assembly table. So this is a bit of a project that's going to take some time. But I'm okay with that. I think green energy is worth the effort, mainly in real life. I mean, it's not exactly worth the effort in Minecraft, but I don't know, I just kind of feel like going with the same sort of views I have towards energy production in Minecraft as I do towards energy production IRL. Now I very well could, make a solar generator. It's not exactly that hard to make. It's just more of a pain because, well, it requires the sun, of course. And then there's that. It says it cannot generate power and transmit at the same time, and you have to switch must switch between the modes by applying a redstone signal. Kind of an annoyance, really. Whereas this could actually produce quite a bit of power and not require a huge amount of resources going into it. Other than the fact that you do require gold and power to make new water wheels when your water wheels eventually break. But like I said, minor annoyances. And with magical crops, we can grow our own gold. It's not exactly that hard. See, gold grains. Oh yeah, then there's the bees, of course. Bees will also get you gold. Gold seeds. Now they do require a lot of essence to get, but so long as we can get this weakened fusion stone, which requires 1 diamond, we should be able to make things pretty fast. All I have to do is actually set up an essence farm. Oop. Which will take a bit of time to get everything going, but like I said, it's worth it. Let's see if there's any changes to that peat farm yet. Don't have any torches on me either. I should just sleep in a bed. It doesn't look like any changes yet. Alright, so I'm going to cut away and I'll come back when we do have some actual progress done. So see you in a moment. Alright, so it does look like it reaches out 2 blocks. Good. Because this should be finished bog earth. Yep, there we go. We got peat and we got dirt back, which is great. Because dirt is a more limited resource. I don't know if there's any good way to get it. There's earth essence. And using the Tome of Alkahest. Then there's a slag furnace using dirty gravel, dirty metal gravel. And a block caster, which requires molten dirt. I don't know how you get molten dirt. There's synthesis, oxygen, and silicone. I don't know how to do this stuff yet. How do you get molten dirt? You get molten dirt by melting dirt. Or with earthen droplets. So honestly, not really any way to get molten dirt without having dirt first. So yeah, dirt, more limited resource even though it's everywhere. It's just no real way to actually automate the production of it. Alright, can I just pick this up? No. Okay. So we got a good amount of peat already. And let's see now. Should be able to just get a good amount of peat over time. It's actually a very simple way of getting energy without having to put much effort into it. You're basically taking... What you're taking is essentially stone in two different forms, because dirt is kind of stone. It's a little bit different, I know, but it's basically the same material that stone's made out of, base material. And then there's sand, which is, you know, just very finely crushed stone, and water. So essentially I'm making everything, all my energy, out of stone and water. That sounds like a very dwarven technology, doesn't it? And we just throw this in here. We're going to generate a good amount. I think we need a lever though, don't we? Of course we would. Do I have a stick anywhere? Who cares? Stick please, thank you. And the lever. There we go. Alright, so we're going to get plenty of energy off of this. It'll heat up over time, produce more energy. And I have to use a universal cable because it outputs MJ, which is no longer compatible going directly into these energy cells. You have to convert it to RF, which is what these universal cables are for. So, I will get plenty of energy over time. This is a very minor upgrade to our man-powered turbine, but it is an upgrade, so let's just be thankful about it. And eventually, I will be able to have multiple peat-fired engines to produce the kind of power that we need to create our water wheels. Which the water wheels themselves are going to be a bit of a challenge, because in order to make the water wheel function, you're going to need the kinetic engine, which requires gold gears, a pillar of quartz, or any quartz block really, and bronze or iron, and the combustion engine, which also requires a fair amount of iron. So very iron heavy recipe here for each one of these kinetic engines. Fortunately, I do have some iron gears already. The gold is going to be a bit of a challenge because that is a fairly rare resource, it seems. Fortunately, there is an ore in the nether called Midas something. And if you don't know the story of King Midas, well, King Midas had a golden touch, quite literally. Everything he touched turned to gold. So, you can imagine the properties of an ore named after King Midas. And if you can't imagine them, you have no imagination. So that's going to do it for this episode. I know it was a very choppy episode and we didn't really do a whole huge amount of stuff, but I gave you a good idea of ways of producing power. I guess that's a major plus. You can produce power by yourself, produce power with your food, or produce power out of stone and water. So, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm going to keep on working on... Actually, I think I'm going to take some time to go and find some villages, because I really could use some hops and some grapes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and favorite. I will see you in the next episode, whenever that may be. Take care, guys, and goodbye.